In December 2024, the U.S. Army announced a bold new initiative, a next-generation air defense system called the Multi-Domain Artillery Cannon. This system will combine traditional artillery firepower with advanced radar and GPS-guided ammunition to create a whole new class of airport defense. BAE Systems was selected as the contractor without a competitive bidding process. Each MDAC battalion will be a serious package. 8 self-propelled 155mm guns for multi-function precision radars, 2 multi-domain battle management centers, and at least 144 rounds of HVP hypervelocity projectiles. That means every gun comes with at least 18 of these precision rounds. The first systems are expected by the end of 2027, with testing scheduled to begin in 2028. Yes, you heard that right. U.S. Air Force bases will be protected by Army Howitzers. It might sound bizarre, but it's no joke. In the U.S. military structure, both battlefield and critical site air defense fall under the Army's responsibility. That made sense when the Air Force was still part of the Army. But even after becoming a separate service, air-based defense remained in the Army's hands. So today, all Patriot and THAAD missile units belong to the Army, even when their mission is to protect Air Force bases or civilian cities. In return, fighter aircraft are used to defend Army units in the field. It's a strange but clear division of labor. The Air Force isn't happy about it. They've long wanted to take over base air defense, which would allow for more streamlined command. After all, it's getting easier for enemy missiles and drones to reach American air bases. Combining ground-based air defenses with fighter jets is already complex. Add inter-service coordination on top, and it becomes even harder. But the Army isn't about to give up air defense. If the Air Force takes over air-based protection, what happens to cities, Army bases, or major logistics hubs? If the Army is left with only battlefield air defense, they lose flexibility. And let's face it, current Army battlefield air defense is weak. A few stingers don't cut it anymore. So the Army had to act. MDAC is that action. Before the war in Ukraine, it was already clear that modern air defense needed to handle more than just aircraft. Cruise missiles, guided bombs, and drones are now top-tier threats. That war only reinforced this truth. Traditional air defense missiles are too expensive. Small-caliber guns don't have a range. MDAC fills the gap by leveraging a previously sidelined Navy research project, the hypervelocity projectile. HVP is a GPS-guided round developed by BAE as part of the Navy's now-canceled electromagnetic railgun program. Unlike conventional missiles, HVP doesn't have onboard sensors. Instead, it relies entirely on GPS and data uplinks. Ground radars detect incoming threats and broadcast their location and trajectory. The HVP uses GPS to calculate its own position and course, then adjusts its path in flight to intercept the target. The upside? HVP is far cheaper than traditional guided missiles, but it only works against relatively predictable targets, cruise missiles, guided bombs, or drones. It's not suitable for highly maneuverable jets. That job still belongs to real missiles. HVP was once a dream program. It was supposed to work with Navy 127mm guns, railguns, and even the Zumwalt-class destroyers' AGS cannon. The Marines also explored using HVP with their lightweight M777 Howitzers for island-hopping air defense. But survivability issues killed that plan. In the end, the Army picked up the HVP torch for MDAC. Unlike the Marines' towed M777, the Army once wheeled self-propelled 155mm guns, more mobile, better protected, and faster to fire. But the U.S. Army doesn't currently have a wheeled 155mm howitzer. They considered Sweden's Archer system, which is highly automated and comes with 21 onboard rounds. It can go from parking to first shot in just 23 seconds, fire 3 rounds, and then redeploy, all within 74 seconds. Plus, the crew operates entirely from inside an armor cabin. However, the Archer weighs over 30 tons and is too large to fit inside C-130 transport plane, which maxes out at 19 tons. Whether BAE can deliver a similar system within that size and weight limit is still unclear. But the Army had little choice. Israel's Atmos lacks automation, and Germany's RCH-155 is even higher and heavier than the Archer. So BAE was picked without a formal competition. MDAC represents a three-birds, one-stone solution for the Army: base air defense, battlefield air defense, and long-range fire support. The Army's current self-propelled howitzer, the M109, was designed in 1963. Even with upgrades, it's outdated. The Army desperately needs a next-gen system. MDAC could finally retire the M109 while providing new layers of protection against missiles, drones, and rockets. Because here's the reality: air superiority is no longer guaranteed. In Ukraine, Russia and NATO's air defense weapons have proven highly effective, making it dangerous for even the best fighter jets to operate freely. Even groups like the Houthis in Iran have launched large-scale missile and drone strikes. So imagine what a peer competitor could do. Battlefield air defense is now more critical than ever, and MDAC might be arriving just in time, or maybe a little too late. Meanwhile, close air support from the Air Force is no longer something the Army can always count on. So the Army is focusing on increasing its own firepower. MDAC fits right in. And let's not forget, artillery is most vulnerable to two things: counter-battery fire and airstrikes. MDAC adds a layer of self-protection for artillery units as well. Expectations are sky high, and the pressure is on. BAE must deliver, and Congress must keep the funding flowing. So what's the price tag? One Archer costs about $10.4 million. 8 of them, around $80 million. Add in $10 million worth of HVP, plus the radars and battle management systems, and a single MDAC battalion could run between $150 to $200 million. And that's an optimistic estimate. This isn't just about artillery. The radars and command systems make up the real cost. Finding and tracking fast, small, low-flying threats is the hardest part. That's why self-propelled anti-aircraft guns are so expensive, because of the sensors. So can MDAC avoid the fate of the Navy's failed LRLAP program? Originally billed as cheap, but later canceled due to runaway costs? We don't know yet.